Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Claire.
And I'm Kristen.
And welcome back to the Midnight Memo. This is the podcast where we get to talk about all those thoughts that keep us up at night. So we are so happy that you could join us today. You could probably tell.
I'm not Kristen.
No, but this week we have a guest on the show, my boyfriend, Bud. Woo.
Woo.
Oh my God, yeah. So yeah, today Kristen and I tried to record earlier, but my computer just decided to crap out. So that was fun. And because Kristen is going on a business trip this upcoming week, we didn't have time to actually record.
So we called him the B team.
Yeah, luckily Bud was so nice and volunteered his time to be on the podcast. And now we can actually introduce you because we reference you all the time in the show.
Yeah, I've can't cook. That's all I remember.
Only the highlights, really.
What I talked to my therapist about.
Oh, good. Yeah, so I thought today or tonight we could kind of do a little boyfriend-girlfriend tag and then kind of hop into our thoughts for the evening. So I guess the burning question, or a lot of people ask me all the time, is oh, how did you guys meet? Who's Bud? You always reference your boyfriend on the podcast. We could hop into the little boyfriend tag. I think it would be fun because the listeners don't really know much about you.
Probably safer that way.
They know about me, stuff about me and Kristen, but now I get to expose you a little bit.
Fantastic.
When/where did we meet?
October 20th, 2120. It was a middle day of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
Wow.
It was one of those.
One of the three.
Yep.
And by the way, when I walked up to the restaurant,
Oh, God.
this is going to paint Bud in a really bad light.
It's the light that I deserve.
Yeah, just dimly lit.
That's how people describe me.
I walk up, had a bleach blonde mullet under a black beanie.
The beanie was to hide what I could of the mullet. For background, I've officiated a couple of my friends' weddings, and one of them, I joked with him and his wife, or his fiance at the time, that I was going to show up to officiate in jean shorts with a bleach blonde mullet. And so about 3 weeks before the wedding, we had the bachelor party, and that's how I showed up to the airport, was with jean shorts and a bleach blonde mullet. And then she insisted that I keep it. And that was in July, so I kept it a little longer than I needed to.
July, October,
November. I think it died in November.
Yeah, I think the very end, because when you came down to San Diego, you didn't have it.
Yeah, I had to choose between Claire and the mullet.
And everyone was like, that wasn't a red flag, Claire. I was like, it was.
The reddest.
But it was bright red.
Yeah.
However.
The whole team waving flags at her.
However.
I have some redeeming qualities, apparently. I'm still making up for it, though.
Okay, next question. Where was I born?
China.
T. That is correct.
And then you moved with your mom when you were adopted. You were in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Then, oh no, I know you ended up in San Diego. That's the final destination until Seattle and San Francisco and Spokane. It's one of the destinations. Did you live in Miami?
Mm-mm.
Okay, cool.
Nope.
Cool. Boston to San Diego?
Yeah.
Okay.
But for you were born in Bremerton?
So Bremerton or Tacoma? I don't know.
Okay.
It's not a mystery. It's just I don't remember which one it was.
I remember we had this conversation because we were looking at astrology and we were like, oh my God, what's your big three? I don't know mine.
I'm a Libra.
Yeah, he's a Libra. And then we were trying to figure out because I guess the big three is based off of what time you were born and where you were born. So we were like, oh, where were you born? But we didn't. And then you asked your mom. I don't know if she ever got back.
Her response was, I was busy. I don't remember.
That was fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I think around 9 a.m. Every year on my birthday, she calls me and recounts my birth to me in exquisite detail.
We love.
No. Another thing I talked to my therapist about. Yeah, so you were China, Boston, San Diego, Spokane, San Francisco, Seattle.
Basically, yeah.
Did I miss a step?
No.
Oh, Spokane, San Francisco, San Diego, Seattle.
Yeah. I went back and forth between San Diego and stuff every once in a while, but yeah.
Of the Sands, Diego's your preferred?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. San Diego's much better than San Francisco, in my humble opinion. I mean, some people really like San Francisco. I have friends who still work and live in San Francisco, and they absolutely love it. I just don't think I'm a city person, so.
Especially if you don't have windows.
Oh my God. Yeah, especially if you're just living in a closet. Happy Pride Month.
Ally.
I'm sitting in front of the TV. What's on the screen?
New Girl, Avatar, Legend of Korra, Real Housewives,
Yes.
Vampire Diaries,
Yeah.
Legacy.
It's a spin-off of Vampire Diaries. I haven't really watched it though.
I think those are the big ones.
Yeah. For you, I honestly, you name a bunch of TV shows that are not on Netflix, and you're like, oh yeah, there's this really cool guy on Apple TV that you should watch, but I don't remember his name. You said it's a feel-good TV show though.
Ted Lasso.
Yeah, you mentioned that one a couple times.
It turns your bad feelings into good feelings.
Yeah. And then I introduced you to Avatar.
Yep, and Legend of Korra.
And Legend of Korra, and you liked that. And then, we were starting to watch Criminal Minds.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot that one. You also watched the 100.
Yeah, and then you watch a lot of movies that I don't watch.
I don't think we've seen the same movie. I think between the two of us, we've seen every movie ever made.
Yeah.
But never the same one, a Black Hole at Open or something like that, unless we watch it together.
That's true. Yeah. We will always reference movies that neither of us or one of us hasn't seen. Like if I have seen it, he hasn't seen it, and vice versa.
I'm turning the tables on you. What was the first movie we ever watched together?
It was here. It was Shang-Chi.
Dang.
Right? And the Legend of the 10 Rings? 4 rings? 5 rings?
Enough rings. I don't remember.
At least a few.
There were at least a few. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Lord of the Ring. It was plural.
Also, side note.
Hasn't seen it?
Yeah, haven't seen that. But
Because
I know
have.
it's not about cows.
Oh,
Boom.
God. Have you explained that?
I don't know if I have or not. Well, okay, short side story. For some reason, when I was growing up, I thought Lord of the Rings was about cows. And I don't know why. And I was very confused. Like, everyone's so obsessed with Lord of the Rings. Like, why is everyone loving this movie about cows? Turns out, I was thinking about Home on the Range, not Lord of the Rings.
A little bit different.
It's slightly different.
Yeah.
Minuscule differences, I think.
Yeah. She also has some interesting theories on Star Wars characters that we'll need to talk about another time.
Oh, yeah. We'll dive into some Star Wars.
All the Boba Fett's.
Yeah. There are many.
That gold man of all the emotions.
Yeah. No way that he's a robot. Because he has so many emotions. There's no way.
You don't think your Roomba has feelings?
I don't know. Kraken's pretty solid. I mean, my Roomba isn't like one of those smart Roombas that like learns the like the pattern of your house and your layout.
Yeah.
Nope. It runs into things constantly. Relatable content.
That's how we all go through life.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
What's my weirdest habit?
Oh, man. You don't have any weird habits.
Oh.
Except
these 5.
Your weirdest habit. The way, and I can't describe it, probably not with human words, but the way that you eat Airhead bites.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you'll
weird.
throw a bunch of them away, and I'm like, what was wrong with those? Like they're still delicious.
That's true. I think we actually touched on this in the OCD episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That you for sure listened to.
Mostly caught up. The okayest boyfriend award.
I have this weird thing where I have to eat my Airheads in pairs.
Pearheads.
And so, yes. And so, and it has to be flavors that I like. So if I have, let's say a pack has like 3 of the red Airheads, but like 5 greens and 5 blues, I'll only eat 3 of each and then throw the rest away. Yeah.
Neat.
He's terrified at this moment.
What's my weirdest habit?
I don't honestly, the only habit I've seen you have is picking your nails.
I knew that would be it.
But that's the only one I've seen.
So far.
I'll discover some more. I'll report back. Okay. What drink do I always order?
Ooh. I think I've only seen you order an amaretto sour a couple times. I know you like them, but you also know how to make them. Painkiller is a common one.
Oh yeah, painkillers are really good.
You had one last night.
I did, yeah.
Looked delicious. Anything with coconut.
Mm-hmm.
Pina colada.
Yes.
That's the correct answer.
Pina coladas. All 3 are the correct answers, yeah.
Yeah. Pina colada. Anything with coconut. Anything with blackberry?
I like blackberry. I don't know. I think blackberry is usually...
I think I'm projecting.
You like blackberry.
Perhaps.
Maybe. Yeah. Fun fact is that amaretto sour and painkillers, I was actually introduced to them by my mom's boyfriend's daughter.
To be
Sarah.
clear, we're talking the drink painkillers.
Yes.
Want to make sure
drink.
everyone's aware we're okay.
Yes, everything's fine. The drinks, Sarah actually owns a bar out in Baltimore. It's a swing bar. And so the last time I went to the lake with the family, she would make them. And so I was like, oh my God. So she introduced me to both of the drinks, which
Oh,
is why I
man.
love them. And she's an amazing mixologist. So
That's incredible. Jealous.
yeah, one of these days we'll make it back out there. Okay. For you, I feel like you always go like Rainier or like Coors Light. But then like or no, not Coors, Corona. Corona or Rainier. I feel
Rainier,
like
Rainier, if I'm going to drink a beer, like if we're out and about, if I'm not trying to drink a fancy beer, it's going to be a Rainier. Now
Yeah.
that June's hit, you haven't seen it, but Bud Light Limes, Sweet Nectar of the Gods, sponsor us. Dark beer if I'm trying to be fancy, but if I'm not, it's Rainiers. And then when I'm out with you, I'm doing like cocktails and mixed drinks.
Yeah.
So that I can like kind of keep a gauge on how much I'm drinking, because one of us has a way lower tolerance than the other. And who is might surprise you.
Yeah. But yeah, I think once we started dating, we've been doing more cocktails.
Oh yeah, tons. The
They're
first
so
time we
good.
met, I had beer. The second time we met, we went to the Queen Anne Beer Hall. I had beer. I don't remember what our third date was. Have we had one?
Yeah, we skipped number 3.
Shoot. Redo.
Okay, next question. I'm ordering a pizza. What toppings does it have?
Pineapple.
Yeah.
I knew that one. Kalamazoo olives.
Yeah, they're my favorite kind of olives.
Was that the first time I ever came over? No, we made.
No, it was the first time we cooked together, though. Right?
I thought it was the same thing because we cooked broccoli, chicken, and something else the first time I came over. The second time was the pizza, but she sent me a list of like what toppings she wanted, and one of the things was Kalamazoo olives. And at this, it's early on in the relationship, I don't want to fuck it up, and so I'm like at the store, I'm like, what are Kalamazoo olives like? Like I know black and green olives. Like I'm not an olive aficionado, and no matter where I looked, I couldn't find it. I Googled it, and like there is a Kalamazoo olive company. So I'm like, it must be this specific brand, but they don't sell them anywhere. Kalamata olives.
It was Kalamata olives.
There was an autocorrect situation.
Yeah.
So I had like 3 types of olives when I showed up. Thankfully, Kalamata was one of them.
Yeah. And if you know me, I will send text messages with so many typing errors, and I'm just like, well, they'll figure it out.
Or not.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, but I'm that kind of friend, you know?
It's your problem.
Yeah. I just make my, what is it? Dyslexia other people's problem.
You're helping improve reading comprehension or something
For sure,
like that.
for sure.
I'm a teacher.
Oh, yeah. Bud is a teacher.
Yep.
Yeah. We didn't say that before.
Yeah. High school sports medicine. Not reading. English or whatever they call it. English language arts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reading section.
There's too many words in them's books.
For you? I think you said you like extra pizza sauce.
Okay, that's the biggest thing. No matter what kind of pizza, that's number one jam.
Yeah, which I totally agree with. Pizza sauce completely makes a pizza.
Yep.
And then I feel like you like meat on your pizza, like sausage, pepperoni. I don't know if there are any like specific veggies. Maybe onions?
Olives.
Olives. Kalamazoo olives?
Never heard of it. Black olives. One of the 2 that I know. Black. Sometimes jalapenos, but they mess me up. So salt is a little spicy for me sometimes. So jalapenos are like a 5-star. Should we play guess the ethnicity?
Yeah. Caucasian for 500?
No, the caucasity is strong in this one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Where was our first trip together?
Portland.
Was that before or after? Oh yeah, that was before.
Yeah, Portland. We went down. We listened the whole way down to musical songs.
Yes. I made him listen to all my musicals.
And I listened willingly.
Yeah, that was his mistake. And now I just have free range to play him whenever I want.
I've heard so many musical songs. It's almost like I've seen a musical at this point. I haven't even seen Hamilton because I didn't know you could put subtitles on Disney Plus right when I got it. And I'm like, I don't know what he's saying. He's talking way too fast for me. Yeah, we went to Portland. I know you've talked about it on this podcast before that you didn't tell Kristen who you were going with.
Yeah.
But we found some real Claire, like one of her secret talents. I don't know if she's talked about on here. She can find a bar anywhere, and it's incredible every time. And so she found this place that we showed up, and we went in early December. or
Yeah.
maybe late November, like
I think it was November.
around that time. This was a horror themed Christmas bar.
Oh my God, yes.
And so there was like a Krampus and everything was like a haunted house vibe, but with Christmas.
Yeah, they had like what do you call it? Mannequin parts hanging from the ceiling, but like they were wrapped in like Christmas packaging.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was
black
unlike
lights.
anything ever. It was very Portland. It was on brand.
Yeah, and we didn't even sit in like at a regular table. It was like these two thrones that we were sitting in, and there was like a little coffee table in between us.
Yeah, and I'm not used to sitting in thrones. Claire is. Hashtag queen. But yeah, it was that place was really cool and really weird.
Yeah.
Then we ended up in a basement speakeasy type place.
Mm-hmm.
We held hands for the first time. You tricked me.
I did. I held out my hand like I was gonna give him a piece of trash.
And I took it.
Yeah. And then lo and behold, it was my hand.
She said, "Joke's on you, the trash is me."
Yes, I am trash. Hashtag trash.
We went to Dutch Bros twice on the way back.
We did?
Yeah, we stopped in Portland and then we stopped on the way back up.
We love that.
Yeah. And then you had a dance thing afterwards, I think.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah, because we pulled into my driveway.
Yeah.
And my parents pulled in behind us.
Yeah. And I was like, at this point, I was in all sweats. And my hair was like greasy in a bun, no makeup, probably smelly.
We'd known each other for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah. And then his parents like pull up right behind us. And I have to like, I can't stay and introduce myself. Like I was on a time crunch because I had to be back in downtown Seattle to do a dance video.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is so awkward. I don't want to seem rude and just be like, hi, I'm Claire. Bye.
And so my parents get out of their car, by their truck, and they're just staring. And I'm like, go inside. And they're like, what? I'm like, just go inside. And they're like, who's that? I said, that's Claire. My dad goes, we're not his parents. Which is very on brand.
Yes. It was perfect.
Yeah, that was a Portland trip.
Yeah.
Then we went and looked at, my parents and I went and looked at Basset Hound puppies. It was pretty great.
Yeah, I was going to say Portland. And like for a local trip, away trip was San Diego.
Yep.
He had come down to see me during Christmas time in San Diego, and we went to Disneyland.
Yeah.
It was great.
Disneyland. Did a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. Sightseeing. I showed him where I grew up.
Yep. When I was gone, all my roommates got COVID.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It
And
was
then you had
great.
to quarantine.
Yeah. So I was just happened to be gone while that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, San Diego's a blast.
I love San Diego.
Yeah, we went on a little hike.
Yeah. Showed you one of my favorite hiking places.
It's like 130 rock steps.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for that.
That was great. Really toned our glutes and our quads.
And our calves.
Oh, yeah. Legs were on point
Yep.
for the rest of the trip.
The rest of me is covered in sweat.
I think it was good training before we went to Disneyland, though, because my feet
God.
hurt so badly after Disneyland.
I didn't have the right shoes. But then it prepared us for Disney World. I got Hokas, what are they
Oh, yeah,
called?
Hokas, which
Yeah,
are great.
just for Disney World, and
Yeah.
it was fantastic.
Anyway.
We did 15 miles one day.
Yeah, in Epcot,
Yeah.
15 miles. Just going around eating around the world.
Yeah, and I don't think we were super hydrated, even though we were drinking the whole time.
We were drinking the whole time, no water. I was having period symptoms, which made my stomach want to die.
I wasn't.
Yeah, to be clear, Bud did not have.
We haven't synced yet.
But we also, like, they did a scavenger hunt thing. If you guys go to Disney World, this is completely a side note, but they have these really fun scavenger hunt activities in the Animal Kingdom and in Epcot. I don't think they had them in Hollywood Studios or Magic Kingdom, but we honestly didn't look. I don't think we looked for them either.
No.
But it was really fun to like keep us entertained throughout the day. So if you go there, try one of those. It's super fun. And they have little prizes at the end. Okay, next question. Which of my hobbies do you find the least interesting?
Oh, podcast. No, just kidding.
Get out. And with that,
which of your hobbies do I find the least interesting? I think your podcast is interesting. Dance is interesting. I can't do it. Puzzling.
I knew it.
We did,
and it's fair. It is fair.
we tried to do a 3,000 piece puzzle a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think we got up at 11, and
Yeah,
when I looked up at the clock, it was 8 o'clock at night. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
And we were up until 3 in the morning before we finally quit, and we weren't close. The whole time I was trying to talk it up, like, yeah, we're doing great. And then I know for about an hour I was just sitting at the table looking at all the red pieces.
Yeah.
I didn't put any together. I just looked at them.
Yeah, it was a 3,000 piece Marvel puzzle, and you would think that it would be easy because there are some bright color patches, but no, it was not easy. And there's so many faces that you think you'll try to match up different faces with the wrong areas, and you're like, well, this is just going to take forever. But yeah, I agree.
And we were missing an edge piece for like probably until 8 or 9 at night.
Yeah, we couldn't find it.
Yeah, I'm not going to say whose side it was on when we did find it, but I got in trouble for it.
Yeah, I would say that's probably my least interesting. I don't know why. It's my toxic trait. Puzzling is my toxic trait.
We all have one. What's my least interesting hobby? Hard to choose.
I would say, I mean, I don't know anything about the baseball game.
Oh no, that's the correct answer. That is it.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock in my answer with that.
Yeah, I think I'm still one of the youngest people playing it, and I'm in my 30s. So, rough.
That's rough, buddy. What was my least favorite subject in school?
English. Yeah, I think we talked about this the other day. You didn't like reading. Yeah, so
It was hard.
Yeah, so I figured I wish that, again, being a teacher, if my teacher friends are listening, I'm sorry. The books I have kids reading in English are so boring. Like,
Yeah.
if they had them read something fun. I walked into my friend's room who's an English teacher, and they were reading The Hate You Give, which they made a movie out of.
Yeah.
Like, great, it's pertinent to like what's going on in the world now. But if they had kids read stuff like that, I think they'd actually care. But
Yeah.
like the first book I actually read in high school was Of Mice and Men,
Yeah.
and then the test got canceled, and so I was like, what? What?
Yeah.
So like I'll understand a couple references here and there in pop culture, but nothing else like from that book mattered to me.
Yeah, in high school, I had a bunch of friends who would have to read, Grapes of Wrath or The Tale of Two Cities and books like that I didn't have to read. For some reason, I got the English classes that actually had, I would say, interesting books. Like I read The Handmaid's Tale in my English class.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and it was actually interesting. And so I think I lucked out in that sense. But yeah, a lot of the books that they make you read, very boring, kind of ruined reading for me for a while. And I think I had mentioned this before, but like I just recently started reading again for fun, because I think that with all schooling and stuff, it can really just take the fun out of reading, especially when you're in those AP classes that make you read like 125 pages a night of like the smallest text.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And
School takes the fun out of everything.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, I don't, would you also say English?
Oh yeah. We had trimesters at my high school, and we only had 10, 11, 12. Grade 9 was middle school for us, but the English teachers would like choose who their students were. Like they all get together, and so we had 9 trimesters, and I had 9 different English teachers. So I don't think I was their favorite student either.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It was the book thing, like, and being told like how to write, like, and that this is how you have to do it. I was never a huge fan of that.
Yeah, I didn't like structured writing assignments, like creative writing assignments, fun.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, all the other things, not fun at all.
Yeah, it's tough. And like as an adult, maybe a handful of times I've had to write formally, like for grants and stuff like that. But
yeah, I haven't had to do any of that. I mean, the most formal writing I've had to do was for like documentation on how you build something. And keep in mind, I'm computer science. It doesn't require you to have a lot of grammar, I guess, because you get to name all your variables, whatever, anyway. But I guess like for business majors and stuff, they would probably write more formal proposals.
yeah.
But
and I loved writing as a kid. We grew up with a lot of cats.
This explains everything.
Hella cats. Elementary school, I liked to write, so I write about cats, like, because I'm 10 or whatever. Not that
Yeah.
if you write about cats now, still cool. Don't get me wrong. But everything I wrote was about cats. Like during my free time, like we'd have free time, I'd write like about cats, and not like in a weird way. But I don't think like now that I've started this story, there's any going back on it. But my teacher, Miss Liebman, who had the demeanor of like a librarian, if you sucked whatever personality a librarian has away, she told me that she once had a student that would only write about Michael Jordan, and that she told him that if he ever wrote about Michael Jordan again, he wouldn't get to go to recess, and that's what she was going to do with me. And I told her that was fine. I wouldn't write about Michael Jordan. And so I didn't get to go to recess that day. But she wouldn't let me write about cats, and I never enjoyed writing after that.
Okay, last question. What kind of films do I like?
Feel good.
Yeah.
Your favorite movie's Pay It Forward,
Mm-hmm.
which is a feel-good movie up until the last 15 minutes or so. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
You do like some rom-coms. I know you like Just Go With It.
Mm-hmm.
We don't watch a ton of movies together because I don't think either one of us has an attention span that lends to that.
Yeah. We both have ADHD.
Yeah, like I don't know the last time I watched a movie at home. But what am I missing with you? Rom-coms, feel-good movies. I know you'll watch horror movies here and there.
Yeah. I'll watch horror every once in a while. I have to be in the mood
Yeah,
to watch
same.
it. Like, I can't just watch them.
Yeah, it horror, like it has to be good horror too. Like I don't like bad horror movies. I don't think anyone likes bad movies, but like bad horror movies have a special place in hell for me. And not in a fun horror way.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm talking like the bad Catholic way. So
for you, you've told me now twice that your favorite movie is Independence Day.
yeah, twice.
Yeah. 3 times? 5 times? A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I just always forget.
Yeah, Independence Day.
You also like watching, I would say like maybe action movies?
A little bit.
Little
Like
bit.
I really like the new Top Gun movie.
Mm-hmm. We watched the new Bob's Burgers movie.
Yeah, also
was
an action
funny.
movie.
It was really big on action.
I like irreverent comedies like Step Brothers and Superbad and The Hangover.
Yes, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily Claire's jam. She has seen how many of those movies?
I've seen Hangover a long time ago.
All of it?
Probably. Question? I just know like Ken Jeong is in it.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
He did the whole world a favor in that movie.
Yeah. I remember Zach Galifianakis. There was a guy who lost his tooth and had a tattoo on his face. Spoiler alert.
Joel Osment is in it. No, I was going back to Pay It Forward.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I was like in The Hangover.
Until the very end. Spoiler
Damn.
alert.
Damn. Yeah. But I think you would also like to watch horror movies.
Big time.
Yeah. Which is, what we're probably going to be talking a lot about tonight.
What a great transition.
I know. It's like I had an outline or something.
Per.
Crazy. So the reason I guess I wanted to talk, or this topic came to my mind, was today I was watching a movie about, it's called The Deep House. It's on Amazon Prime, probably a couple other places. But it's about this couple who they're like known for doing explorative dives and stuff and filming and all of that stuff. And they wanted to go check out this house at the bottom of a lake. And the reason the house is there is like it used to be a town, but it got flooded. And it's been there for years, like decades at least. And so they decided it would be a great idea to go explore it.
That's going to be a no from me.
Yeah.
Neither one of us like deep water.
Yeah, we both don't like deep water. Once I can't see what's beneath me, it's a no-go. But yeah, so then throughout the movie, they were making a lot of really dumb decisions, I would say. And I mean, obviously you can't say like, oh, I would do something different if I were in their position. But like from an outside perspective, I'm like, why would you go down and like just stay in the house? And like, if it's completely locked, like there's no entry points, why go try to search for an extra entry point? I mean, I guess it's kind of a spoilers of the movie if you even want to go watch it. But considering the house has been down there for decades, it's considered haunted. People know that it's haunted. You go down there, you break your way into this house, and everything's supposed to be old, right? Everything looks kind of new.
Now, if you told me there was a haunted house, I wouldn't go to it. If you told me then that haunted house was at the bottom of a fucking lake, I'm especially not going to that one.
Yeah, at least 30 meters down.
Yeah, no. However many feet that is, that's a no from me.
Yeah, I was like, no. And it was funny because the boyfriend really wanted to go. The girlfriend was like hesitant, but he was like, oh, come on, babe, like do it. And she was like, okay, fine.
Convincing.
Yeah, super persuasive. And then even throughout the movie, when they kept going through different rooms of this huge house, and she was like, I'm not comfortable, I want to turn back. The boyfriend was like, no, let's keep going. Like, oh, just one more room. Oh, take a picture, selfie for the followers. Like,
and they're like diving?
yeah, they have like an hour of air to be in. when for scuba diving, the only thing I know about scuba diving is that you have to come up very slowly while you're underwater, because otherwise you'll get, I think it's nitrogen bubbles in your brain called the bends.
Yeah.
So if something should happen down there, right, you can't just immediately swim up to the surface to feel safe. You have to slowly in stages go up to the surface. And
yeah, you better hope it's a really patient ghost.
yeah, like I was just no. But again, all the water or all the furniture and stuff inside doesn't look as old as it should be. And so I'm like, obvious sign, no, like I'm already out. So the fact that I would have been like, as a girl, I would have been like, listen, you can keep exploring, but you're taking me back to shore and then you can come back. Like, don't make me just hang out here, you know?
And as a man, he's like, nah.
Yeah, he's like, we can do it. It's like, there's nothing to be scared about, babe.
Yeah. As a man, he ignored all the signs.
Yeah, but I think I was talking to Kristen about this earlier, and I was like, if I was a girl, I would have just left. But she was like, isn't that another trope, like a ridiculous trope, like, oh, let's just split up?
Not a good idea.
It's not a good idea. So then that's why I was like, oh, well then I would have made him take me back, and then he can go back alone if he wants to.
Like, don't get me wrong, like, you know, if I'm in a horror movie, I don't want all my friends to see me killed because I think I'm going to be a really ugly dyer. But I think we have a better chance of not being killed if we stay together.
Yeah.
Or at least then we can, like, negotiate as a group.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the splitting up thing I've never understood. Like,
yeah. Let's split up. Never a good idea. But yeah. And then the movie keeps going. But yeah, after
it's
watching. Yeah. After watching, it definitely got me on the train of thought of what are those just ridiculous / funny horror movie tropes that everyone knows and that are just kind of annoying at this point. And I guess like we kind of touched on splitting up when you shouldn't split up. There's another one where it's like, oh, if you hear a noise, let's go investigate that noise.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like, as an adult, when I hear noises in my house, I'm like, no, that's nothing. I'm out.
Depends on like the noise too. Like if the dishwasher's running, it's like, oh yeah. But if it's
no,
like,
I need to investigate.
yeah. But like if it's a noise that you've never heard before, I'm not just gonna automatically be like, oh, I'll just go check it out.
To be fair, I don't think I've ever heard the dishwasher running in my house. So, like, there was a couple nights ago, there was a super weird, like almost, for lack of a better term, like a loud sucking noise outside, and then a loud crash.
Oh.
And I was just laying in bed. I'm like, that sucks.
And crashes.
I don't feel the need. I don't feel the need to look outside and see whatever that was. Nah. Yeah, then the other one, they always run up the stairs.
Yeah.
Like, whenever they're being chased, they run up the stairs. I'm sorry, but there's two problems with that. Number one, usually the entrances are not up the stairs, or the exits in this, are probably more important in this situation. Number two, that takes so much more energy.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck going upstairs.
Yeah. And at this point, I usually, like, this running up the stairs is usually in your own house, right? So you know the layout. Whatever murderer is after you probably doesn't know it as well as you.
Murderer's architect.
They are architects.
Civil engineers.
So I'm like, you could probably figure, you know, like run around your own house and get to a different exit before they can get to you. Unless they lock everything from the outside. But
which is hard to do, like, practically, unless they have bike locks.
Yeah.
Which are essentially a cheat code.
Yes.
Yeah, and they always hide in bathrooms. And I'm like,
oh yeah, because it's always like closing the mirror, and then all of a sudden they're right next to you in the reflection.
Yeah, I mean, to their credit, like, movie monsters, you got to plan that out. That's creative. Like, timing on that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why I'm glad my mirror doesn't close. It's just there.
It's just always there.
Yeah, this monster standing behind me, covering his face with his hands.
What's another one? Oh, the call coming from outside. It's always like phone rings. First of all, who has a landline now? Just saying.
Come on.
Come on,
What
make it
decade
realistic.
what decade are you living in?
Yeah. They pick up the phone, they're like, hello, and then it's just either heavy breathing, and then they're just like, hello? Is anyone there? Like, they keep asking if someone's there. I'm like, if I heard heavy breathing, I would hang up, call the police.
I call my dad back.
Just a butt dial. Like, oh, my bad. with these iPhones nowadays.
Oh God, yeah. Bless his heart. Please continue. Sorry. Heavy breathing.
Yeah. Like if someone was just heavy breathing into my phone, I would hang up and call the police and be like, someone is trying to call my house. And then I wouldn't stay in the house.
No.
That's something like I would just be like, all right, I'm leaving. I'm going to stay somewhere else.
I'm gonna get mobile. Yeah, like just drive around and not stop.
Yeah.
Then again, gas prices nowadays, like you're either gonna get murdered or murdered at the pump.
Yeah. Pick one or the other.
Yep. Yeah, the whole call from out like I'm outside your house. Like, all right, fucking stay there. That's where you belong. This is my preference.
That's when you say, I'm also outside of your house. What do you mean? I'm outside your house.
I just cooked and it was seafood and it just smells really bad in here right now. And
yeah.
You're not going to want to come in.
Yeah.
The fire alarm's doing that weird beeping thing.
Yeah. Everything's going to shit. Like,
yeah.
Like, come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'll be ready.
I haven't vacuumed.
Yeah. Want to make it all nice for you.
Yeah. Make a little nest for you to kill me on.
Gosh, if you kill me, just shoot me right in the head.
Yeah.
But, okay, when they do come into the house, I think a lot of the times, too, in horror movies, they'll go for the chef's knife.
Oh, God.
Right? And they're like, stab, stab, you know. But, listen, get the serrated knife.
Yeah.
And slice. It's just so much less effort.
Yeah, I think stabbing's better for, like, you know, if you're trying to be a murderer. But
I mean, I guess.
What are you trying to do? I don't know. Just slicing.
Yeah. I mean,
but, like, yeah, like, why'd you choose that knife? Like, I get it's the biggest. But, like, the serrated knife's a much better option.
yeah.
Or if you want to be a real asshole, use the pruning knife.
Oh, yeah, the small.
Yeah,
one.
make it just super annoying, like drive-by stabbing or something like that.
I think
draw it out.
Yeah, but stabbing, from my knowledge,
How many times have you been stabbed again?
I just think it takes so much effort. Whereas, like, if you were just to slice someone's neck, that doesn't take as much effort. No,
Next week's episode, we're gonna talk about how to get away with crime.
But like, our major arteries, right? Our neck, our wrists, our
groin. Yeah. Those are the big ones. Upper arms, like.
But if you just slice those, then pretty home free, I think.
Yeah, and if you're, you know, like a Michael Myers type serial killer, where you're like, you're going for volume. You gotta conserve your energy. Like, be efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, like Michael Myers and most horror villains and monsters, like, they never run. They're always walking. They're working smarter, not harder.
That's true.
They always catch up somehow, but they never break a sweat. Like, I don't know if I know that Olympic power walking is a thing.
Olympic power walking.
Is Michael Myers eligible? Like, is there can we release him from prison just for a power walking event?
A prisoner Olympics.
Give him like a big rubber knife and tell him the pace walkers, you know, whatever her name was. What was her name in Halloween?
No idea.
Jodie Foster. Jodie.
Oh, Silence of the Lambs?
That wasn't. No, it wasn't Jodie Foster. Yeah, Jodie Foster wasn't Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. Of course you've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's all the lambs.
So many lambs.
Yeah. Oh, God, the lambs. My favorite part was the silence. But then you were talking earlier, even when they're running, like, they're running away from the serial killers, who, again, are just maybe briskly walking.
Yeah. It's always expending energy, running, yanking on doors that won't open, always looking back like 5-10 times to make sure that he's still following you, or I guess to gauge like how far away he is. But like, if anything, that's slowing you down. You should just keep running. Or if like, and they trip over everything under the sun.
It's like a nightmare.
And then they'll trip, and then instead of getting up right away after they trip, they'll stay there on the ground, look back again to see where the murderer's at. Like, why take the time? Just keep going, you know?
Yeah, and like, I assume that horror movies exist in horror movies, and they've never thought about what they would do.
Maybe not. Maybe meta.
Oh, horror movie, but in a universe where there are no horror movies?
Yeah.
Like a utopian?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, like my plan, I would go to, like, you all have a weird neighbor. Like, hopefully you know who it is. But I'd go there.
If you don't, it's you.
Like, I know who my weird neighbor is, and I just go over there. And I'd be like, hey, there's someone chasing me. They'd be like, oh, cool. Yeah. I've been preparing for this. Like, of course you have. Like,
yeah,
that's your purpose. But like, that's what I would do.
Or they never run to find someone else until it's too late. Or they're always living in neighborhoods where your nearest neighbor is 5 minutes away.
Yeah, And like undoubtedly the first person they find is the least useful person. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, Granny Smith, thank you.
Yeah. It's
An apple.
yeah, I would try to run to a place that had other people. Like when if you lived in a city, there's probably people around somewhere. I mean, I guess it's like if it's happening at night, which for some reason 99% of the horror movies only happen at night.
Yep.
Not as many people are out, I'll give you that. But like run to
The club.
a club. Yeah. Just start dancing. He'll never find you.
Yep.
A club or like a police station.
Also a good option.
Yeah. Call the police. I don't know.
They never do, which could be a horror movie in itself, but
It's crazy. Or like the 911 operators sometimes do ask like the worst questions.
oh god.
But still, like you would have someone on the line.
He's chasing me with a knife. Is it serrated or is it one of those large butcher type knives?
Tell him to go get the paring knife.
You're gonna buy yourself some time.
Yeah.
Where did he get his knives?
Yeah. Did you run upstairs? Now, why did you do that?
Have you been sharpening your knives? No. Ooh.
Yikes. It's gonna hurt more for you.
Yep. More effort for him.
Oh, when the victim finally has the upper hand in the situation.
Oh.
And they like either hit the killer on the head and they're knocked down, or whenever and the killer's just like laying there. For some reason they're just like, I've done it. That's all I need to do. Incorrect. Like, why would you just automatically assume that your job's done, you're safe now, and then you just walk away and act like nothing happened, like you haven't been fighting for your life for the last like 2-3 hours, a whole evening? Like, why wouldn't you make sure that he was dead? Why wouldn't you make sure that he was knocked down? Or at least give yourself time now to run.
Yeah.
You just hang out. Yeah, you just hang out and watch and like maybe he'll get up. I don't know.
No. If someone's been chasing me trying to kill me, like they're going to get their just desserts. Yeah, like one movie that I saw that they actually did a good job of this, the Halloween movie that came out in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Lee Curtis, by the way, was the actress. I just Googled it. But it was like the plot of this one is that none of the other Halloween movies ever happened.
Oh, okay.
Just like the first one. So, he was in jail or whatever. And she's been preparing for him to come back, and he gets out and like he hunts her, but she ends up trapping him, like has a whole trap set and
oh, nice.
Like burns her house down with him in it, and then he got out somehow. So like,
well, fuck.
Yeah, should have shot him.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I never understand like when you have the upper hand. I mean, in some ways like that, you go for the more complicated, more symbolic way of killing someone.
Yeah.
Like I literally, if I had a gun, I would just shoot them.
Yeah. You wouldn't give a speech first?
No. Oh yeah, villains monologuing.
Oh God.
Why are you monologuing? I don't care.
No, just get it over with.
Yeah, like you're just rubbing it in, and then inevitably it fails because you've monologued. So really, you should stop monologuing.
And don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan of rubbing it in.
Yeah.
I am a sore winner. But in that situation, you got to be smarter than that.
Yeah.
Maybe like after they've died,
Mm-hmm.
you can just talk to their corpse or whatever, or whatever your goal was.
Yeah. Or like some of those killers do, write manifestos, whatever.
God, manifestos. if any essay that you write that goes on too long eventually becomes a manifesto one way or another.
Yeah.
6-paragraph essay. Oh, that's a manifesto.
MLA format.
Yeah.
My English teacher taught me.
The M stands for manifesto.
Manifesto Latin.
And? Art?
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. So another one is, oh my gosh, I'm being chased by someone attempting to kill me. Better stand stock still.
Oh, yeah.
And simply do nothing.
Well, the other thing that, like, you run, but they never, like, do an adequate job of hiding. Like, I'm pretty okay at hide and seek, even as an adult.
Yeah.
I'm a tree. And then even if they try to get up there, like, haha, like, I got the high ground. What are you gonna do? Chop down the tree? The Lorax will get you.
The Lorax will not approve.
No, he doesn't fuck with people that chop down trees.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll stand still like that, or they'll run down the middle of the street.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, if you're trying to get away, like, put some objects between you and them.
Oh yeah.
And like, if as long as we're criticizing the victims, which out of context doesn't sound super great when I say it.
Yeah.
The killers never use guns.
True. Why don't they use guns?
That's probably too realistic.
Trigger warning, content warning.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We're going to have to cut this part.
Yeah. Oh, the whole everyone waving their phones around going, I can't get a signal.
Yeah. Where are they, Canada?
Did they forget to let their phone plan know that they're traveling out of country?
You just turn roaming on. It's fine.
Yeah, get your data roaming.
I don't know why my phone bill was $15,000 this month. Yeah, the waving your phone around doesn't make any sense. Like, just when have you ever not had service? Come on.
Yeah.
I am with T-Mobile, so there are it's frequent. But
get AT&T.
yeah,
They'll hook you up.
911 works even without service.
Yeah, you always have emergency call, which also conspiracy theory. Why
Go
does
on.
911 always work? And no other numbers always work. So technically, you always have service.
Riddle us that, Domino's. Yeah.
I don't know. Conspiracy.
Another thing that always comes up in horror movies, there's always like a group of characters, like it, unless it's like a haunting movie, and then it's usually a family, but it's usually a group of friends, and there's always one character that everyone hates. Like they're obviously designed to be unlikable, and they're gonna make it through most of the movie.
Yeah,
like that
just
person,
for the drama.
They persist.
Yeah.
The toxic negativity, even the horror creature, whatever it is like, I'm good.
Yeah, he's like, I'll wait on that one.
Yeah, it's worse if I keep them alive.
Yeah, it'll torture them more, my victims more, if I keep them around.
You are a punishment to the rest of mankind.
Yeah.
For centuries of sin.
You had one about kids.
Oh yeah, kids in horror movies. Like one of the movies that scared me the most growing up was The Grudge.
I don't think I'd ever seen it.
I know because I have.
Yeah.
But it's essentially like I think it's based in Japan, and like there's a house haunted.
Oh, is it the girl who comes out of the TV?
No, that's The Ring, which is a documentary where if you watch a movie, you die in 7 days. I told my classes that. Again, I teach high school sports medicine. We went on a long tangent about the movie The Ring, and I told them that was a documentary and also Jurassic Park. At the end of the year, I make them do a reflection assignment, like, what's the most valuable thing you learned in this class? It was not about sports medicine. The Ring and Jurassic Park are documentaries. But we probably went on a 20-25 minute tangent about the movie The Ring, and like the girl coming out of the TV, and like, don't watch that VHS.
Yeah. And
I put that on the quiz that Friday. I'm like, how long do you have before you die if you watch The Ring? And they're like, 7 days. I'm educating tomorrow's leaders. Kids in movies. In movies. The Grudge. There were like a bunch of ghosts in a house, and 2 of them were kids, and one of them would make little cat noises. But then at one point, like one of the characters is climbing a ladder into the attic, and they do like a 360, and like the last bit, there's just that little dead girl ghost sitting there, and that didn't vibe with me. Yeah. But living kids in movies also a problem. Like I was telling Claire earlier, I'm not going to teach my kids about imaginary friends. They're just going to have no concept of it. And so if my kid comes up and is like, I have an imaginary friend, I'm like, no, we're moving. That's a ghost. Straight up, 100%. So what were your thoughts on that?
I think it's always like when kids in the movies who are not already ghosts, when they start seeing ghosts, it's like 99% of the time they end up being the ones that get possessed.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, yeah, kids in horror movies always freak me out. No matter if they're already dead or not. One
issue I've got with that is like if you're a demon or a ghost or whatever, wouldn't you want to possess someone that was strong or useful? No offense to kids.
I don't know.
Like it's way creepier to possess a kid, I think, but I'd possess the strongest person there. But it's probably easier. Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kid brains.
More susceptible.
More susceptible possessions. 9 out of 10 pediatricians agree. The other thing that was that came up with kids is that like when I have kids, they're like, there's a monster in my closet, or there's a man in my closet. I'm like, all right, we're leaving the house and probably not coming back. Like I'm gonna believe them. Like they have no reason to make that up. Not messing with that. Yeah, I don't want my kids seeing ghosts. That's unacceptable.
You're grounded.
Yeah. Do not see any more ghosts.
What if they're one of the gifted people, like the Long Island medium, Teresa Caputo?
Also a documentary. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want kids seeing ghosts. I don't want to deal with ghosts. How do you feel about
neither
them?
do I. I mean, I've only experienced nice ghosts, so that's a something.
That is something. Good to know.
Yeah.
My aunt's a massage therapist, but one of her clients would go to Hawaii for months at a time, and she'd watch his house, like really nice house on the water.
Mm-hmm.
And one time she had me and my sibling go over and move some boxes in the basement, and it just felt creepy the entire time. Like it was horrible. One of the most unnerving feelings I've ever had. And later she admitted that there was a ghost in the house of the guy's dead wife. And like she walked out of the kitchen once, and then she walked back in, and all the cabinet doors were open, and like the bowl on the table had been flipped.
Mm-hmm.
And that she communicated and just wanted to let her know that it was there. And I'm like, I will never go back to that house, and thanks a lot, Aunt Mary. So, unshout out to Aunt Mary.
I revoke the shout out.
Shout in. Yeah, but she doesn't make stuff like that. She's not that type of person that would make it up. Mm-hmm. I believe her for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
you've had an experience with ghosts, right?
Yeah, it was for me it appeared as like an outline of a guy's head and shoulders.
Where were his knees and toes?
Nowhere to be found. But yeah, he was just hanging out. He didn't really do much. So I was like, all right, cool.
What's the context? Where is he just floating like, hey, Claire?
I was at home, and the way our house is kind of formatted, I guess, is my room, and then it goes into this long hallway that connects to my mom's room. And so my mom was standing in my doorway, and my room light is on, but the hall lights were off. And so if anything, there should have been like a dark shadow behind her, just like her own shadow. But instead it was light. So it wasn't a dark shadow. It was like a yellowish light that was there instead. And so I thought I was going crazy. Like I thought, oh my gosh, my contacts are dry, like.
No, it's a supernatural being.
Yeah. But he just stood there. And so I was like, I mean, I don't think you meant any malintent. So, and then he just disappeared. So.
Cool. Was that the house your mom's at now?
Mm-hmm.
Never going there. Good to know.
Yeah, I told my mom that. She's like, now why would you tell me that?
The audacity.
I was like, I wanted you to know. But I mean, if I'm killed by a ghost, so be it.
I think the CDC reported that no one was killed by a ghost last year, so I think we're okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I think that's all I have for horror tropes.
That's
funny, ridiculous.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I guess we can end it here. That's all I have. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Bud, for being a guest on this episode. I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. If you guys liked this episode, or you have any funny / annoying horror movie tropes that you don't like that come to mind for you, let us know. Reach out to us. We're on Instagram and TikTok at The Midnight Memo, or you could reach out to us at themidnightmemo@gmail.com. And do not forget to rate and follow us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify to know when the next episode is coming out next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.